Here this is one of the most important topics, scalar functions. Scalar functions like scalar functions, nothing like some concatenation. A few functions are there, important functions. I will explain this topic. Scalar functions. In scalar functions, concatenation is the concatenation, date parameters, time function, date function. These are scalar functions. Let's see how this could be concatenation. In the part of scalar function, concatenation is one of the important. How to do, right? We'll be covering concatenation. Let's get started. Concatenation is a way to combine character strings end to end. For example, the concatenation of snow and ball is snowball, like that. So SQL Server provides two methods of concatenation using the plus operator, using the concat function, both by using two, right? Let's explain with examples. Here we are selecting customer details, in particular their first name, middle name and last name, right? Here we can concatenate to give you a first name last name using the plus operator, right? Using the plus operator, like this. Customer ID, first name, middle name, last name, first name plus last name as full name, first name plus last name as full name, like that you can give, right? You can achieve. As we can see, we are missing a space between the first and last name, right? So that we can do is to change this query to concatenate. So there is no here there is no space, right? Just by using concatenate on one space between the first name and last name. I will show that now we have first name last name. See, like this I can give some single quotation marks. It will give some space, right? See, by using single quotation marks. Let's put name as full name, like this. Let's say now that we want to include that middle name in our expression. So let's see what happened when we try to add in the middle name. See, we have added, right? We have first name plus a single space plus middle name plus a single space, again middle name, last name as full name, like, see. But in second row it is gives as null, because a middle name is null. That's so we have here it gives null because of middle name is null. We'll column in order to replace nulls. So let's do that. So is null, if, see, if it is null, how to do? If the middle name is null, how to achieve this? Second, here we have to mention is null. Is null if middle name is null, replace with some blank single quotations. Single quotations means space, right? In that way. As we can see here, second argument, see, just writing single quotations. Let's look at the result. It looks like, however, we take a closer look, we will notice that there are actually two space between the first name and last name for Jack Thomas, right? See, when interesting, then we have another space plus last name. Here two spaces, here two spaces are there. So to remove one space, middle name one space, right? So here Jack and Thomas two spaces there previously. See here, two spaces were there, right? So we have to remove in the part of remove, just like that, is null. If it is null, and take some space plus middle name, second argument that we specify if the row function is just empty string. So this is null function is doing so that this null function is doing, it is saying that in the middle name is now replace it with a empty string, right? This is because a single space plus the null is still and now null which we specified as empty string. However, if a middle name does have a value, as in the case for when the Mary fill, then is null returns a single space plus the middle name. See, so we get a space added on before the middle name only, and the middle name has an actual value, right? This gives us the result we wanted, and now we only have a single space between names. Even if there is a null or middle name, so any other way that we can concatenate strings together is by using that concatenate function. Other than plus operator, you can use by a concatenate operator, right? Concatenate. Let's see. Concatenate first name space middle name space last name as full name. See, concatenate function to use concatenate first name, middle name, last name, like that. This is because the count function will automatically convert nulls into empty strings. Here concatenate function will convert nulls into empty space, right? But so no need to use is null. Right, notice also that we do not need to use this non function when using concatenate. This is because the count function will automatically convert nulls to empty strings, right? So we'll still have the same issue as before, like since we have two spaces after Jack Thomas. However, we can use the same workaround as we did before, right? See, by using the using plus concatenation between the first space and last, let's do this like this: empty space plus middle name, two spaces, see, in this way you can use concatenate functions, right? String manipulation functions. See how to use string manipulation functions. How to manipulate the strings. So let's get start here. Customer ID, customer name from customers. Want to write exact Here we look at that customer names. We can see that the first name, and encounter single space. This is because we have first name single space last name like intrinsics equal, right? So this is a function called char. There is a function called char index, and we can use this to find the position of a character. So in this case, the character we are interested in is the single space between the first name and first name and last name. Let's add an char index as an expression. See, char index here. In this index function, the first argument in that string we want to find index position of space. See, what is the position of space? Substring, string name, start position. Here we want space, position of the space. Char index gives the position. Char index empty space, I want the position of the empty space, comma customer name, from which column? That's the customer name. From start position, no need to give anything. From start position, right? In this case, we want to find a single space. The second argument is the string to search in which column. We want to search with the customer name of the from first, right? In our case, we haven't specified an argument that an argument, and therefore is just going to start searching from the starting of the string, right? As an aside, in the Microsoft documentation, it is common for them to indicate that an argument is optional by using square braces, as shown here for the optional start position argument. So okay, so the result of this expression we have named in the position of space, index position of space, and for the customer and we get a value of 5. See, this is because the single space occurs at position 5, right? 1 2 3 4 5. See, 1 2 3 4, fifth position space is there. The single space for that matc occurs for at see, the single space for matc occurs at 7 space. Toya for 5, fifth position, right? In this way you can utilize char index. Now we can combine the index function with another function called lift function. See, before we come into functions, let's just look at the left function separately. Left function, we have an expression called first two characters, and we are use the left function to extract the request number of characters from the left hand side of the character string. See, so the first argument is that the string that we wish to direct the characters from. In this case, see, customer name column, and we are going to extract the two leftmost characters. The next step we are going to do is left the character. See, so instead of specifying a static number for the number of characters that we want to extract, here we are going to get the number from the index position of the first single space using our index. So let's show that. See, by using left functions, what we did, see, if you want to get number of characters from a string, any so many strings are there in customer name column: Adam, Lee, Marcelo, Toya, Roberts, like that, right? So from that strings, if you want any characters, just you can get the characters by using left function. So left function, that string and number of characters, how many, the syntax of left function is left parenthesis, and inside that parenthesis string comma the string name, which string name is column name, and number of characters you want to extract, right? This is the syntax. As first two characters here we used. How to so here how to use up to where, up to where, up to the first name only if you want to extract. So first name, later after first name there should be space will be there. So up to where you have to extract that position of that space, up to position of the space. So how to get position of the space? Char index. By using char index, there in the char index just mention empty string, comma that uh, string from string which you want to extract, right? That position it will give. Char index gives the position, left function gives the uh, string value, and up to which value it will give. It will give it will give like that. Char index suggests the position, up to which position. So I want the position of up to which one, space, right? In this way you can extract first name from total name, the customer name, first name from customer name, right? So now go through this within this expression. What gets computed first is that innermost function. So innermost function, which is in the case the char index function. Here see, innermost function, first innermost function will be execute, later from that see. So we're looking at the first row of the customer Adam Lee, uh, then which is position of the space first space. However, we do not want to include that actual space at the end so we don't want to, at the end we don't want to use space. So yeah, I'm giving -1 from that -1. So space -1, here it gives space -1. See, to get the position of the last character, hence why we have this -1 of 1 -1 for, like this gives us a value of 4 and turn this 4, and 4 gets passed and is the second 4 will be passed, and is the second argument in the left function, which is at most outer function. See, left function 4 from up to fourth character, up to 4 characters, from first to 4 characters. So Adam, right? Char index, empty space, comma customer name, and -1. From that -1 it gives 4 characters, up to 4 characters. Left function will extract that 4 characters or 6 characters, like that, right? Pass the value 6 for the second one, right? Then we have the last 4 for the words, we get 4, right? Toya, we get 4. Now here we are going to try and extract the last name. Let's see first name how to extract. We did last name how to extract of each customer. To do that we need to combine on the few different functions. Like I should mention here that when I use that word functions, I go do this is covered a couple more string functions. Like let's see some more functions. there is a function called substring, and this function allows us to extract substring from a string. Substring from a string. Let's look at an example substring. Here, see. So here we have added on an expression which has been named substring. We are using the substring function as substring function. Here we use it in a substring function. See substring function to extract the part of the customer. Now uh, let's take a look at the syntax of the substring function. Substring function, the first argument is of string, from which string you want to if you want to extract first name and last name from string, and starting position. Where is the starting position? So we pass on the customer name column as our string expression. See, the second argument is the last position. In this case we have used a start position of 4, right? See, this is the position that the extraction will start from 4. Here given 4 from 4th position, right? 4th position, what is m? This position that the extraction will start from 4, right? If we look at customer on Adam Lee, this means that we start extracting from the same character as it is at the position 4. See, the third argument is a substring function in the length, and this is the number of characters to extract. How many characters you want to extract, right? See, so for Adam Lee we start from position 4, and then we extract 5 characters in total, right? And we do the same thing for the other customers. Since we want to extract just that last part, we can use that index function to return the position of the space between first and last name, like we did previously when extracting the first name. Except this time we will add 1 to get the start position of the first letter of the last name, right? See, for the third argument, the length, we can use another function called line function. Let's take a look at another function, length function to get the length. Here the length function returns a number which is length of the string. It gives the length of the string. Okay, let's take a look at the full solution here. So this has given us what we wanted, which is just that last part. But to make this a bit easier to understand, let's put in some working experience to show what is being calculated in the second and third argument in the substring, right? See, here char index space customer name plus 1 as starting position, length customer name as string length, starting to get that starting position of the last name. By getting char index plus 1. Length of the string. How many characters? Adam space Lee, 8 characters. Yes, substring from where customer name and char index from 6th position. It will give us 6th position, and length len of the customer name. Total length of the customer name string, right, as last name. See, see, len customer gives the length of the customer name. Len function, char index function, substring function. Just remember these functions: string, substring, char index, length. Length function gives length of the, len function gives length of the substring, and char index gives the position, and extract the substring extract the string values, right? Let's see next one, how to use the strings, length function, substring. This is one of the important, how to separate this. They will ask in interview how to separate last name, first name from the employees table by using substring customer name. Just remember this, the query: substring customer name and char index. From here, char index, what is the char index syntax? That empty space, from that empty space, from where empty space you have to take that customer name column, and for that char index we have to add +1. It is from empty space +1, that give the position, starting position, and length of the customer we have to give, total length of the customer we have to give, right? In that way it will pulls that substring, pulls the last name. First name, you know how to, here you know how to pull first name, right? Substring, string, start position. How to get first name? By using left function. Left function, by using left function you can separate first name. By using left function you can by using left function, customer left function syntax, what is that? Customer name and char index, that -1, here -1 you have to use. See, left function, how to get first name? By using left function, parenthesis, customer name, letter, customer name, comma, next syntax, what is that? Index, the position, up to which position, from first starting position to last position. So that last position we have to give, last position, how to get the last position? Char index, char index, that char index specified by space of the customer name and -1. So before space, up to before space I have to extract, right? Left. So left and substring, by using how to separate last name and first name. uh, if they ask, just by using left function, left function, you can use first, you can separate first name, and by using this left function and substring function, left function and substring function, in this way substring function you can separate last name, right? Just remember the query: left function, substring function. Let's see later. uh, let's move to next session. Date and time functions. Date and time functions are very very important. In EY company they asked me regarding date function. See, uh, here if you'd like to follow along, then make sure to check this lecture for the results link. Like, just go to the let's switch to SQL Server Management here. So open up Management Studio, and I'm just going to navigate by going up of the file. Here, date and time functions. Just open that file and go. Just insert these date functions. Like, I will give this file. I will give this file in the description. File link in the description. Just follow these steps and insert that. Select get date as get date value, get date as like this. Select and just get. See, date function very useful in data ware concepts and ETL concepts to get to capture the changes. Like, see here, let's move to the query. In this query we are selecting the current date time. uh, so correct by selecting current timestamp. Let's just highlight this and select the result. See, current timestamp value, get date value, current timestamp stamp value. Select get date as get date value, current timestamp as current timestamp value. Both are same almost. In this query here we have select system date. System date. The difference between this function and get date and current timestamp is the date time function returns to the more precise date, more precise. In this case, this time see 1050 see some more precise, it will give up to points, decimal places after the period of function. So we can see that there is a precise that the date and current timestamp functions, date and current. If we just want to return the current date without the time component, then we can do that this function. Cast function. System date. So here cast system date as date. If you just want to return that current date without the time component, system date system date it gives some time component and all. So if you want to get the system date without time component, just use some cast function. Just highlight this. See, the cast function will give only date. Just now just get the dates written without the time component. Cast function from the system date, it will give. So when I ran it just now, it's the 20th of the 9th 2020. In this case, the expression we are casting is the value written by the system time function. So we have our expression date time as then what we're converting it to, casting it to, so that we convert casting it to date type. See, cast function syntax: expression as date type, cast system date as time, cast system date as time, cast system date as date type. As date type we have to give cast system date time as date, system date time as time. So let's see here we can do so instead of writing date, we just write time. So if we ran that, now we get the time at which this was run. See, at the time it was 11. System date time. From system date time function, let's see the first one. So get UTC date. Select UTC date as get UTC date value, system UTC date time as system UTC date time. Let's see how to get UTC date. Execute. See, get UTC date and UTC time. It's some time precise, more precise. Like, see, selecting some column from the HC employees table. Here, see the time, hire date, birth date, hire date. See, here date part function returns an integer representing the specified date part. So in this query here we are using the date part function to just return the year of the date column. See, depart year from hire date. I want hire date only. I want year from year of the hire date as hire year. So date part gives the part of the date, whatever it may be. If you want to day, you can give that day. See here, if you want to year month like that, depart date part by using date part function you can get, right, year month day like that. See, you can separate like this date part, you can separate like this. Right, day as hire day. In that way you can separate date from hire date. Let's have a look at some. See here what will happen. So now I have got 2017, so similar to before for the date part, except this is actually, see, a character date type, and we can see it from the month. So month it will be year. Oh, you can actually see one spelled out and follow the month time when using the date name function. Date name. See, date name. Here, if you if you use date part function, you get the numbers. If you use date name, date part, remember date part and date name. Date part gives that as it is split the date, hire date. Here date name, it splits and it gets the month month in letters. See, let's see more on count of employees hired in each year. See, here select date part year, count star as year count, each year if you want to count from HM employees. Each year means, so you have to group by date part year from hire date, like that. Like that, let's see, execute it. Like that, in each year how many employees, in each year how many employees. So if they ask, I want to get the data of how many employees hired on every year, how will you write the condition, how will you write the query? Here select date part, date part function. In that year, some hire date, from that hire date I mentioned as hire date, hire year, and count star as hire count from that employees table, and group by date part year. That entire function we have to use. Like that you can see date part, date name are important. Let's see, count of employees hired in each year. Directly you can instead of that, directly also you can write year, hire date, select hire date, year of hire date as hire year, count star, and like that also you can utilize, right? Same result. Let's see, date function, commonly used date function. Here if you want to add some interval, some number for the date, particular date add, how many months, how many years you want to add. For suppose 1994 is there, like 2017 is there, how to add years for that date, like that. So add date years, how many years, 5 years to hire date. I want to add 5 years to hire date, right? 5 years to hire date function. See, add date, uh, date part, date name, add date, these functions remember. See here, hide date 2017 plus 5 years 2022, hide date function, it adds 5 years to the hide date, right? See, if you want to find some difference between two dates, like uh, from current date, current timestamp, from current timestamp, current day to, for suppose if you want to like, if you want to get some date of birth, as of now, just simply date difference, how many days difference from current timestamp, current timestamp to date of birth or hire date. As of now, how many days you worked in this company up to now, from hire date and current timestamp, date difference, date add, date difference functions. Remember, date difference, day wise it will give a, if you give here date, day wise the difference will give, month wise if you give month wise, if you give year wise it will give the difference, right? See, let's execute. How many days? So from hire date to current date, 1333, like that. Current timestamp. See, some possible time intervals we can use in the first argument of the data, date and date difference functions, right? See, year, month, date of year, hour, minute, second, millisecond, like that you can function challenges. Let's see function challenges in next session. Let's see function challenges in next session. I am closing here.